So let's go into the another phase of your life now, running Heidi Ho.
Yeah.
So
The reason I don't sleep.
at what point, I know you had gotten it from us. It was my partner Salim and I.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
It's been a little over 4 years now.
Wow. So, what was your? How did that kind of come to be? Like, because you were talking to Jeffrey. At what point were you like, hey, listen, did he come to you with it, or did you go to him with it, or because I know you guys were doing the eBay store together.
Right.
At what point did it kind of go, okay?
Well, I had conversations with Jeffrey in the past, before then, about possibly partnering up to open up a second store. And we looked at a few locations in different areas and kind of threw around some ideas, but nothing came of it. And then I believe the story is that he ran into Salim.
He ran into me.
Oh, he ran into you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was told the other way, but maybe I just misinterpreted or wasn't, as my wife says, you weren't listening. Okay, so he ran into you. And then, well, you probably know more than I do then. He ran into you. I don't know. What was the conversation between
He ran
the two
into
of
me,
you?
and this was right at the time that Comics Inc. decided it was selling. So Comics Inc. was a shop here in Culver City,
Right.
and they were selling to the Comic Bug. And so Jeffries was like, hey, me and Salim had talked about exiting Heidi Ho. And we were like, okay, well, like, what are we going to do? And so I was just talking to Jeffrey over at, I think it must have been one of the local LA shows here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was talking, and I was like, hey, we're thinking about selling. If you're interested, you should go talk to Salim. And he was like, oh, actually, I'm really interested. And he just from that moment, he booked it over to Salim, who was at a booth across the convention.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, okay, cool. Like, let's make this happen.
Yeah. And at that time, Salim was still interested in keeping the magic side of the shop.
Yeah.
He, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Salim had too much of an interest in comic books. He
he loved Magic the Gathering, right. And he was a comic book fan, mm-hmm. but he definitely was more interested in the tournaments and playing Magic and doing that aspect of the business.
So I think the comic book side of the shop was just something that was just kind of like dragging along with the Magic side, and that he just had to deal with. So I think he just reached a point where he didn't want to deal with it anymore. So 4 years ago, he sold us that portion of the shop. Mm-hmm. So for a while, we were literally existing two separate stores in the same space, which had its challenges. It was a little tough. There were points where we thought, hey, let's just draw a line down the middle of the shop. Yeah, but it was really tough because we would have, customers would come in with no idea that they're literally stepping into two different shops, depending if they go left or right when they walk in the door. So customers would come to us and say, wanting help with Magic stuff, and we would have to try to explain to them what's going on, and it was really confusing. But we would try to go over there and help them the best we could, because at that time, Salim side of the shop was keeping different hours from us. Mm-hmm. So we would be there and no one would be on the other side. So it made it a little difficult and a little challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it reached a point where Salim just did not want to deal with driving up all the way from Orange County to Santa Monica.
Absolutely.
And just said,
I
just need out of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And so that was our opportunity to buy 100% of the shop. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.